Hi. Can everyone hear me? Everyone at the back? Okay, great. I'm Jonathan Monetta. I'll be reading Myth. It's a piece by an author who'd like to remain anonymous. It's also a piece that resonates a little with my experience, so I'd like to thank the author and Naomi as well for inviting me, wherever she is. Myth. A popular belief or story that has become associated with an institution or occurrence, especially one considered to illustrate a cultural ideal. The following is a collection of short stories about my own myths and those of others I've encountered, those of Jews and those of Arabs, and finally, their causes and their consequences. Norman Finkelstein speaks of justice for Palestinians and bemoans Israeli aggression in a packed, tense, and confrontational auditorium. Outside, Jewish Defense League protesters walk about in yellow reflective gear. With both hands stretched out in front of them, they hold Israeli flags, almost as a shield. The attendees largely ignore them, filing by quietly. Inside, a few, presumably Jewish hecklers, interrupt Finkelstein with shouts of "Traitor!" while the hostile crowd shouts them down. I am uncomfortable and tense as I take a seat near the back with some friends. A young Arab man sits down beside me. "I'm saving that seat for a friend," I tell him. "Sure you are." No, really, I am. His name is Ibrahim." "Okay." That was all. He wouldn't talk, respond, or move after that. The man settles into his chair wearing a kind of stormy smirk with one side of his lips permanently curled up. Did he really think I was lying? Was it that I was selfishly hoarding space, or was it that I just don't like Arabs? Does cold smirk represent some kind of satisfaction at standing his ground in the face of the supposed racist who doesn't want to sit beside Arabs? Next, the Palestinian narrative. My construction of that narrative is based on limited and peripheral exposures. One or two Palestinian scholars, some books, one or two Palestinian friends or acquaintances, the vitriol printed on the internet, especially Facebook, a few movies, the documentaries showing hate-filled Palestinian television shows, and finally, the University of Toronto's Israeli Apartheid Week. In these ways, you were made aware of the narrative's lexicon: al-Nakba, ethnic cleansing; apartheid, prison; shame; uprising; resistance; jihad; shahada; martyrdom. I hear these words and it makes me apprehensive, like I'm alternately being told that my myth is violent and that the best way to defeat it is through violence. Next. The other day I watched an Israeli commercial where, to the tune of YMCA, an Orthodox rabbi leads his flock in song and dance decrying the coming of high definition on the Israeli satellite network. HDTV, where the shiksas look well, you will all go to hell. Or in Hebrew, Yishmor Ha'el. It was funny, and while no one likes to be at the butt end of a joke, especially in this case by the Israeli secular world, I was incredulous to read one Orthodox corner comparing it to Hitler's portrayal of Jews. But what do I think of these self-contained communities, of the men walking in 18th century garb who probably couldn't identify me as Jewish on the street? Is their Israel also my Israel? Is their religion also my religion? And who denies what that religion encompasses? The rituals of day-to-day, spirituality, politics, and yet there's something warm and safe about the Jewish community. I feel that it is more than a shared educational experience or a common set of traditions, something intangible. Where does that come from? Do we still feel Hitler's comprehensive, permanent labeling, like the tattooed numbers on Auschwitz prisoners? You couldn't convert to escape? Maybe, but I think it's more than that, and there's something spiritual I haven't accessed. Next. I leaf through Palestinian texts in the library while researching for a paper. Some of them are devoted to precisely determining the total losses inflicted on the Palestinian people during the 48 and 67 exoduses. including emotional trauma. The book assesses the monetary value at over $1 billion. I've lost my place. There, I got it.